this is my spoiler review for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Let's jump into it. The first thing I want to say about this film is, this is my favourite film of Phase 4. I think it was just slightly better than No Way Home. But I love No Way Home. But anyway, we're here to talk about Black Panther. You know what I liked about this film? How they handled T'Challa's death. Like, they handled it so respectfully. The first scene in the whole film is dedicated to that, and I cried my eyes out. And Angela Bassett, man. And I think, Letitia Wright would amazing, but I think Angela Bassett should get an Oscar. Like, honestly, every scene she was in, she ate and she left no crumbs. Like, I cannot fault her in this film. In the first scene alone, when she says, "Your brother, he's with the ancestors," and then Shuri's like, "What is my brother's heartbeat?" Like, that was heartbreaking. And then the funeral, God, and the coffin, you know, and it was the Wakanda Forever sign on the coffin. God, had me in tears. I cried multiple times in this movie, and I said that if this movie could break me, I'd love it. It broke me. One thing I would say as well is the costume designs in this film, I think, were really good. The only fault with the costumes is, like, the blue costume that Okoye gets at the end of the film. That looked, for want of a better word, that kind of looked just ugly. I didn't like it at all. But a lot of people saying Okoye is not in it a lot. I thought Okoye was in it for as much as she needed to be. Like, I had enough Okoye in this film. And I liked the arc because it's been her arc since, you know, film 1. Does she give, you know, her life to the throne? Or does she obey orders from kings that she has a close relationship to? And, you know, that's her struggle. And then when Angela Bassett just bursts at her, you know, "Have I not given everything?" And she just fires Okoye. That was heartbreaking as well. I really felt for Okoye. M'Baku, he wasn't in it enough. But every scene he was in, he was really funny. You know, the fishman. That was really funny. I loved him doing that. And I think because Letitia Wright had such a big responsibility, she was very spiritual. If you listen to her in interviews, she was very spiritual, and Chadwick was there with her. It's almost as if the arc that Shuri has in the film kind of was the arc the actress went through in the film. Shuri is so grounded in tech, and she's an atheist, and she keeps going, "Well, if God is real, he gave me gifts, but I couldn't save T'Challa. Where do I stand? Why couldn't I do that? If I can do that, maybe God isn't real. You know, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to T'Challa? How am I going to go on without T'Challa? You know, what is going to happen to Wakanda?" All these thoughts, and I found it very, very compelling because some of that stuff's happened to me on a personal level. I'm not going to get into detail, but it was really personal, and I really liked it. And then she loses Queen Ramonda. And I wasn't expecting that. And I'm so glad I dodged spoilers because I was not expecting that. And so my raw emotion was with Shuri. And it was so lovely. Well, not lovely, but it was heartbreaking that Shuri, I guess she wanted to be professional and she said mama. But then when she kept crying, she said mummy. And I was like, oh, that is so cute. Because, you know, she's old. You know, you don't want to be calling your mum mummy if you're old. Like, the stereotypical is, yeah, I'm old. Call my mum because I'm older. Like, Shuri, she's there, she's going, mama, mama. And then she's going, mummy. And I'm like, no, man. That broke me. And it broke me that Queen Ramonda never forgave Okoye. You notice I haven't talked about Namor a lot. I didn't think Namor was, like, the amazing villain that everyone else was saying he was. I think he was not the worst part of the film, but the weakest part of the film. I didn't really like the actor, but I didn't really like the story. There was no reason for him to, you know, be at war with the land, with the surface world. Like, there wasn't really any groundbreaking reason, so I really thought that he was the weakest part of the film. If he is a big main character, I'm not forward to seeing him again. But he was kind of like the Green Goblin in that he made it personal for Shuri. So that was cool. And of course, I love the Black Panther design. I think this is my second favourite Black Panther suit in the MCU. And it was a really good film all around, and I loved it. So Black Panther, I'd give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. How it got, how it needs to get that 1.5. Improve on the villain. You need to improve on the villain, please. And it was a bit long, so... And the blue people were just henchmen, like, they did nothing, and they looked like the Avatar people. So, solid 8.5 out of 10 in my top 5, and it's definitely the best Phase 4 film, in my personal opinion. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.